Good morning and welcome to Vlogmas the second. So I showed you the depths yesterday, but I didn't show you the dresser and my mum's tree. So let's go and take a look. So here's my mum's tree. Let's put the lights on. She says, on the switch. Oh, and we're on. It's because obviously you know it's daylight, but it looks even more prettier when it's evening. And this is an advent a couple of years ago now, but I actually glued them in place now. There's Santa up there, his reindeer. It's a really lovely one. And this is my dresser. So this lady I completed. There's Sprout, that was from Toft. My little advent lady, but I don't use the cards on her. My little Christmas glasses. There's a picture that Angela gave me last year. There's this little house. Now the hinge has come off, so bear with me. Let's move it. There we go. There is a little dog there. Hold on. There he is. And stand it up. Oh, there we go. There's a nutcracker that Beth bought me the kit a couple of years, no, more than a few years back. And yeah, he is one of my favourites. I've got to be gentle with him because, oh, he doesn't open his mouth. Oh, that is his mouth. What am I like? There we go. There's another Santa card there. And this was, oh, this is quite a few years old. This is from the Vanilla Squirrel. It's my little vintage cards. This little pillow I made. This little house needleworks. Up there is my normal things. It's one of Paula's cards last year. Figs box. And this is something I made a few years ago. Oh, that just needs a bit of glue. I had to glue that back on because it's quite old now. So there you go. Hello. Just have a little sip of my tea. So, before I start anything, I'd like to wish my lovely dear friend Sarah a very happy birthday. All right, my darling, if I was there, I would give you the biggest birthday hug, honestly. So I'm sending it over to you virtually. Big hug. Mwah. So I've put Florrie's Christmas apron on, and I also found another a calendar month Christmas that I'd made. So let me show you. So this is it. Now, Hands by Design, this was. So yeah, so I've got to put that one up. Let me show you Florrie with her apron. Come on, Florrie. Dropped her crown. There it is. Now, is it the right way? Whoop, I have to sort it out. Let's take it off for a minute anyway and show you her apron. It's so pretty, isn't it? So, yeah. So that's her ready. I think I have to stitch this on, you know, because it always falls off. There we go, Florrie. So you're ready to go back up. I'll sit you there for a minute. There we go. So let's do the advents. So Discreet Unicorn will be tomorrow, and the Shepherd's Hut spinning one will be as well. And I've also got something to show you that I've bought. But let's do the calendars. So, let's do the Cadbury one. 1, 2. Percy's very vocal again. I'm so sorry. Whoop. Come on, out you come. There we go. The jump. That's that one. Actually, I'll put that in there because I don't want the doggies getting it. They've had their advent and the cats this morning, so they're sorted. Okay. So let's do one Beth gave me. 5, 2, where are you? There it is. Ooh. When I was doing the editing from the one yesterday, because as you could hear, Percy was really chirpy, and he could hear himself on the video, and he was chirping to himself on the yeah, he was constant. Weren't you? Yeah. Oh. Let's have a look. So they're little cards that you can send to somebody. Oh, I love this one. Oh, how nice is that? I'm going to put this, give one each to the girls for their books. That is so lovely. Really, really, do you know what? I'm going to keep that one though. That is really lovely. So, it's such a lovely idea, it really is. Right, let's pop that back in there. Open up properly. And I showed Beth the block yesterday. She goes, "You got to stamp my book?" I said, "Yeah, I will be stamping your book." I'm going to get that wrapped today, and my granddaughter's presents. So make a start. So that's that. Oh, I love that. I really do. Right. So let's go and get Panda. So, I've showed my daughters, and me and Beth are having a natter, and I said she needs a name. I said, but it's got to be a Christmas name. Anyway, she came out with Cindy Lou from The Grinch. What was the other one? I can't remember. And then she said Ivy. And I, obviously Holly and the Ivy. She did say holly, that was the other one. So I said that would go really well with fig and ivy. So, but thank you, Sarah, for your idea, Carol. But Beth had said ivy, and I just think it really suits her, and it'll really go well with fig. So here is ivy. So let's have a look and see what we got today. We're going to see ivy. We'll sit it there. So here we go. Oh, number 2. I don't know if I can do it or not. I might just slip it off now and oh no, we're doing it. There we go. Oh, that is gorgeous. Oh, it's a project bag. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's inside. It's got a lovely base to it. Oh, I love that. But you know what? Because of the bells, I think I need to put a bell on here. You know, I'm like my ringing. That is gorgeous. I really love that. Now, what am I going to put in here? I've got to think. Oh, I've got to think now. Oh, I love that. The material is really nice. It's like a canvas, but it's so soft. Oh, exciting! There we go. Nothing today for you, Ivy. I'm so sorry about that, but I think tomorrow you're going to get something. I definitely think so. Yeah, Ivy thinks so too. Okay, Ivy. She's so soft. Okay. What's that? So a drink of my tea. Okay. So another thing I got is my 2025 calendar. This year I had Brambley Hedge. Last year I was looking at Mabel Lucy Atwell. And I thought, no, I'll do the Brambley Hedge. Anyway, it came through as an email and I had to get it. So it arrived this morning. So let me show you. It's gorgeous. The Boo Boo's calendar. Now, there is the picture that I haven't looked, but there's pictures at the back, for obviously for the year, and I don't want to look. I want it to be a surprise. But they're going to be, the illustrations are going to be amazing. I know they are, but look at that. So really happy about that, really happy. So that's that, and that came quickly. I think about 4 days. So if you're interested, go, if you type in Mabel Lucy Atwell shop, that will come up. I'm just really happy about that, really happy. Something nice for the new year. So I'm just going to put Ivy back. Hold on. So last night I cracked on with my jogron. I'm now on the smaller needles and doing the rows that I have to complete, and then as I say, I attach it down. So there we go, and it will literally be sorry, my voice isn't good today. Folding it over, and hopefully it will be standing up around the neck, and then the buttons. So yeah, I'm really doing well with this. Sorry, I bought 5 balls. This is the 3rd ball. I think there's going to be enough there, and there's still another 2 balls, so that it would have been 3 balls of yarn. How good is that? So yeah, really good. This is Beth's mittens. Show you. I haven't showed you a picture of the joggram because I've showed it over and over again, and you can always go back on one of my other vlogs and you will see it. So yeah, don't want to keep boring you the picture. But these are the 2 knit ones, penny gloves. Back to where I was. So I've got a bit further. There we go. And I did show Beth last night, and she really likes the colour. So there. Back in. Okay, now my advent. So the advent is Discreet Unicorn, and they are DK minis. So this was the first one. And I've done the I cord. Let's put the needle back in. Oops. And I've picked up the stitches. Well, nearly picked up the stitches. I've just got to be at the end. And then I'll be starting the pattern. So excited. I mean, as you know, with me, I can't keep up with getting each completed, so I just go at my own pace, which is absolutely fine, because I just can't do it. But I'm quite happy to poodle along and do it my own, speed, and just enjoy it, because that's the part, isn't it? Enjoying your advent rather than thinking I've got to get this done to get to the next mini that comes. But I'm quite happy, like I said, at my own little pace. So yeah, that's that. Put those stoppers on. Let's put them on. There they are. Ooh, he's upside down. Just put those on. And I did buy another 12 minis, and so I can just pick one out because it's alternate days with that one. and yeah, used from there as well. So that's that. Okay. I'm hoping to start Ezra's trousers today, so make a start of that. What else I'm going to do? I didn't start the stitchery box. I'm on a little bit, I said to Beth yesterday, I felt very overwhelmed yesterday with Vlogmas. And she said, I need to just pace myself. So with the stitchery box, if I don't get to start it, I don't start it. Because I haven't done cross stitch, as you know, and I've really missed it because my eye is perfect now. Wednesday I had the procedure done, as you know. By Saturday, the vision is fine. So, and obviously I've got to go to the opticians next month. But yeah, so I'm going to have a little try today of my Christmas cross stitch. And yeah, see how my vision goes. It should be okay now. But yeah, whether or not I start the stitchery, I say it was last year's anyway, but it's there. I've got it, and if I want to do it some other time, it's absolutely fine. But I need to not think I've got to get it done because of doing the video. I just need to chill about it. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to watch some vlogs today. There's so many out there. I've got to watch The Stitch by Mrs. D. I've watched the Craft House Magic. She's doing pre-vlogmas ones and they're so lovely. Hawthorne Cottage. Emma Robinson, who's the Woolly Mammoth. Hers are lovely. Who else we got? Little Worker and Crafts. What else there is? Oh, Nitty Natty. There's others that I'm watching, but there is just so many. And Beth was saying, I mean, she doesn't watch the craft, she watches mine. She doesn't watch the craft ones, but there's other ones that she watches. And she says, it's keeping up with them. I said, but sometimes it's just nice to watch like a few days worth, all one after the other. That's nice doing that as well. So yeah, I'll be doing that today, and I might watch a little Christmas film tonight. We'll see. So that's it for now. This evening I'll be continuing with the Christmas Carol, and yeah, so I hope you're enjoying your day. I know it's a Monday, but yeah, I hope you enjoy your day. So I'll see you later. Hello, back again. Just putting some hand cream on. Abby, if you remember last year, Abby bought me the pot of this, but now I said it in a tube, and she bought me the tube. But it is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Sorry, I made you wobble a bit there. You don't need a lot, but it's really, really helped my hands. So that's that. Made a cup of tea, so let's have some of that. Okay, so I managed to complete Ezra's trousers today. So I've got to do his cravat, which I'll do tomorrow. That won't take long. And then his Carol book. So here they are. Got a bit of cotton there. There we go. There's his pinstripe trousers. So yeah, happy about that. There's two things I want to show you before reading the book. So I forgot to show you yesterday. One of them is spinning related. So World of Wool, I get regular emails from them because I've subscribed, and they had this Christmas wool top, and the colours in it are so pretty, and I thought I've got to get it. So I ordered 100 gram. So this is the card that came with it. Isn't it lovely? And what I like about them, they tell you who's packaged it. So nice, really nice. So look at this. Now this is called Christmas lights. Let's get out the bag. Oh, that is so pretty. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? You can see a little bit of pink going on there. I'm so looking forward to spinning this. And as I say, that one I managed to complete yesterday. Not sure about the others will be, because obviously some of them's going to be silk in there, sari silk, and obviously I've got to get the tension right, so we're not sure, but I'd like to in between spin some of this up because it's so pretty. So looking forward to that. And this was like, no, I think it was £2 something for a 50 gram, and the 100 gram was just over £5, and then she posted packaging. But I think that's really, really good. World of Wool are brilliant. They really are. Highly recommend them. Oh, look, there's a bit of blue in there. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Seal it up again. I need another box to put my tops in, because my circle one is full, but also I've got my spools in there as well. So yeah, I need to have another box. It's not letting me seal it up. Okay. Right. So the other thing, this is from Rowan, and I had a few things on there, Christmas related, but I mean, this will be used throughout the year because I just love it. It's called the Holly Notions pouch. Now, this is an ebook, and there's other patterns. There's let me think, mittens, hats. Not sure if there was a shawl. No, not a shawl, a scarf. But there was quite a few other patterns with this. But look at that. So I've ordered the yarn for it. It's already been dispatched. So when because I printed this out to show you, I then thought, oh, where did I put it? Did I put it over there? No, hang on, I'll put it in the box. Let's put Ezra back while I'm up there then. There we go, Ezra. Okay. So the bag that I got from the Stitched by Mrs. D Christmas box. I'm going to put the yarn in there and the needles. So I just love that. I think that is so pretty. And obviously I used Rachel's one, the quilty one that she made for me. Hi Rachel, if you're watching. So this will be another one that I will use. Just love it. So yeah, Rowan, if you're interested. So that's that. I did some knitting of the Advent today. I only did a little bit, but I did go wrong and but it was easy to pull back, and I restarted it again, and so far I'm okay, and I'm enjoying the little bit that I've done. So I'd like to do a little bit more if I can this evening. Mind you, I'd like to do that bit of that spinning. We'll see. I did some more of the neck on my jumper. I've got 5 more rows to knit, and then I can sew it down. So I've done well with that. What else have I done, Wally? Yeah, I think that's it. I need to do some more of Beth's mittens. My socks, candy socks, have gone upstairs for bedtime. Yeah, I was getting Ezra's trousers completed, so I'm happy about that. But anyway, I was going to attempt to do some cross stitch today. That didn't happen. Yeah, because I'd wrapped some presents as well today. Wrapped Beth's book for our book swaps. That's done. The day just goes so quickly, doesn't it? It really does. And obviously I have to rest. But before you know it, it's evening. So let me have a drink of my tea, and then we'll read some more of the Christmas Carol. Okay. Buddy, do you want to say hello? Because I haven't seen you yet for Advent. Only where I showed you where you were asleep. Can we show you? Oh, here he is. You're going to say hello. You're going to say hello for Advent. You sleepy boy. Oh, there he is. He's all right, aren't you? You sleepy boy. Okay, go back in your spot then. Sorry, sorry I bothered you. Sorry I bothered you. So you woke me. Nah. Okay. Just lay back down. Right. So I've put this card that was in the Advent Beth gave me in there. I just need to wipe my nose. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Find it. Oh, it's in my pocket. No, it's not. Hold on. We got it. There we go. Right. Okay, so we're on the part where the nephew's been in and invited Scrooge round there, and he's quite adamant he weren't going. So let's carry on. So the nephew's left. This lunatic, in letting Scrooge's nephew out, had let 2 other people in. They were portly gentlemen, pleasant to behold, and now stood with their hats off in Scrooge's office. They had books and papers in their hands and bowed to him. Scrooge and Marley's, I believe, said one of the gentlemen, referring to his list. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley? Mr. Marley has been dead these 7 years, Scrooge replied. He died 7 years ago this very night. We have no doubt his liberty is well represented by his surviving partner, said the gentleman, presenting his credentials. It certainly was, for there had been two kindred spirits. At the ominous word liberty, Scrooge frowned and shook his head and handed the credentials back. At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, said the gentleman, taking up a pen, it is more than usually desirable that we should make some slight provision for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at the present time. Many thousands are in want of common necessaries. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts, sir. Are there no prisons? Asked Scrooge. Plenty of prisons, said the gentleman, laying down the pen again. And the union workhouses? Demanded Scrooge. Are they still in operation? They are still, returned the gentleman. I wish I could say they were not. The treadmill and the poor law are in full vigor, then, said Scrooge. Both very busy, sir. Oh, I was afraid from what you said at first that something had occurred to stop them in their useful course, said Scrooge. I'm very glad to hear it. Under the impression that they scarcely furnish Christian cheer of mind or body to the multitude, returned the gentleman, a few of us are endeavouring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. We choose this time because it is a time of all others when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices. What shall I put you down for? Nothing, Scrooge replied. You wish to be anonymous? I wish to be left alone, said Scrooge. Since you ask me what I wish, gentlemen, that is my answer. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the establishments I have mentioned. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there. Many can't go there, and many would rather die. If they would rather die, said Scrooge, they had better do it, and decrease the surplus population. Besides, excuse me, I don't know that, but you might know it, observed the gentleman. It's not my business, Scrooge returned. It's enough for a man to understand his own business, and not to interfere with other people's. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Seeing clearly that it would be useless to pursue their point, the gentleman withdrew. Scrooge resumed his labours with an improved opinion of himself and a more officious temper than was usual with him. Meanwhile, the fog and the darkness thickened so that people ran about with flaring links, proffering their services to go before horses in carriages and conduct them on the way. The ancient tower of a church, whose gruff old bell was always peeping slyly down at Scrooge out of a Gothic window in the wall, became invisible, and struck the hours and quarters in the clouds with tremulous vibrations afterwards, as if its teeth were chattering in its frozen head up there. The cold became intense. In the main street at the corner of the court, some labourers were repairing the gas pipes, and had lighted a great fire in a brazier, round which a party of ragged men and boys were gathered, warming their hands and winking their eyes before the blazing rapture. The water plug, being left in solitude its overflowings, suddenly congealed and turned to misanthropic ice. The brightness of the shops, where holly sprigs and berries crackled in the lamp heat of the windows, made pale faces ruddy as they passed. Poulterers and grocers' trays became a splendid joke, a glorious pageant with which it was next to impossible to believe that such a dull principles as bargain and sale had anything to do. The Lord Mayor, in the stronghold of the mighty mansion house, gave orders to his 50 cooks and butlers to keep Christmas as a Lord Mayor's household should, and even the little tailor, whom he had fined 5 shillings on the previous Monday for being drunk and bloodthirsty in the streets, stirred up tomorrow's pudding in his garret, while his lean wife and the baby sallied out to buy the beef. Foggier yet and colder, piercing, searching, biting cold. If the good St. Dunstan had but nipped the evil spirit's nose with a touch of such weather as that, instead of using his familiar weapons, then indeed he would have roared to lusty purpose. The owner of one scant young nose, gnawed and mumbled by the hungry cold as bones are gnawed by dogs, stooped down at Scrooge's keyhole to regale him with a Christmas carol. But at the first sound of "God bless me, bless you, merry gentlemen, may nothing you dismay," Scrooge seized the ruler with such energy of action that the sinner fled in terror, leaving the keyhole to the fog and even more congenial frost. At the length of the hour of shutting up, the counting-house arrived. With an ill-willed Scrooge dismounted from his stool and tacitly admitted the fact to the expectant clerk in the tank, who instantly snuffed out his candle and put on his hat. "You'll want all day tomorrow, I suppose," said Scrooge. "If quite convenient, sir." "It's not convenient," said Scrooge, "and it's not fair. If I was to stop £0.50 for it, you think yourself ill-used, I'll be bound." The clerk smiled faintly. "And yet," said Scrooge, "you don't think me ill-used when I pay a day's wages for no work." The clerk observed that it was only once a year. "A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December," said Scrooge, buttoning his greatcoat to the chin. "But I suppose you must have the whole day, but be here the earlier the next morning." The clerk promised that he would, and Scrooge walked out with a growl. The office was closed in a twinkling, and the clerk, with the long ends of his white comforter dangling below his waist, for he had boasted no great coat, went down a slide on Cornhill at the end of a lane of boys 20 times in honour of its being Christmas Eve, and then ran home to Camden Town as hard as he could pelt to play at blindman's buff. Scrooge took his melancholy dinner in his usual melancholy tavern, and having read all the newspapers and beguiled the rest of the evening with his banker's book, went home to bed. He lived in chambers which had once belonged to his deceased partner. They were a gloomy suite of rooms in a lowering pile of building up a yard, where it had so little business to be that one could scarcely help fancying it must have run there when it was a young house, playing at hide-and-seek with other houses, and had forgotten the way out again. It was old enough now and dreary enough, for nobody lived in it but Scrooge, the other rooms being all let out as offices. The yard was so dark that even Scrooge, who knew its every stone, was fain to grope with his hands. The fog and the frost so hung about the black old gateway of the house that it seemed as if the genius of the weather sat in mournful meditation on the threshold. Now it is a fact there was nothing at all particular about the knocker on the door, except that it was very large. It's also a fact that Scrooge had seen it night and morning during his whole residence in that place. Also that Scrooge had a little what is called fancy about him, as any man in the city of London, even including, which is a bold word, the corporation, alderman and livery. Let it also be borne in mind that Scrooge had not bestowed one thought on Marley since his last mention of his 7 years dead partner that afternoon. And then let any man explain to me, if he can, how it happened that Scrooge, having his key in the lock of the door, saw in the knocker, without its undergoing any intermediate process of change, not a knocker, but Marley's face. Marley's face. It was not impenetrable shadow, as the other objects in the yard were, but had a dismal light about it, like a bad lobster in the dark cellar. It was not angry or ferocious, but looked at Scrooge as Marley used to look, with ghostly spectacles turned up on its ghostly forehead. The hair was curiously stirred, as if by breath of hot air, and though the eyes were wide open, they were perfectly motionless. That and its livid colour made it horrible, but its horror seemed to be in spite of the face, and beyond its control rather than a part of its own expression. As Scrooge looked fixedly at this phenomenon, it was a knocker again. To say that he was not startled, or that his blood was not conscious of a terrible sensation to which he had been a stranger from infancy, would be untrue. But he put his hand upon the key he had relinquished, turned it sturdily, walked in, and lighted his candle. He did pause with a moment's irresolution before he shut the door, and he did look cautiously behind at first, as if he half expected to be terrified with the sight of Marley's pigtail sticking out into the hall. But there was nothing on the back of the door except the screws and nuts that held the knocker on. So he said, "Pooh, pooh, pooh," and closed it with a bang. The sound resounded through the house like thunder. Every room above and every cask in the wine merchant cellars below appeared to have a separate peal of echoes of its own. Scrooge was not a man to be frightened by echoes. He fastened the door and walked across the hall and up the stairs, slowly, to trimming his candle as he went. You may talk vaguely about driving a coach and six up a good old flight of stairs, or through a bad young Act of Parliament, but I mean to say you might have got a hearse up that staircase and taken it broadwise with the splinter bar towards the wall and the door towards the balustrades, and done it easy. There was plenty of width for that, and room to spare, which is perhaps the reason why Scrooge thought he saw a locomotive hearse going on before him in the gloom. Half a dozen gas lamps out of the streets wouldn't have lighted the entry too well, so you may suppose that it was pretty dark with Scrooge's dip. Up Scrooge went, not caring a button for that. Darkness is cheap, and Scrooge liked it. But before he shut his heavy door, he walked through his rooms to see that all was all right. He had just enough recollection of the face to desire to do that. Sitting room, bedroom, lumber room, all as they should be. Nobody under the table, nobody under the sofa, a small fire in the grate, spoon and basin ready, and the little saucepan of gruel. Scrooge had a cold in his head, upon the hob. Nobody under the bed, nobody in the closet, nobody in his dressing gown, which was hanging up on a suspicious attitude against the wall. Lumber room as usual. Old fire guard, old shoes, two fish baskets, washing stand on three legs, and a poker. Quite satisfied, he closed his door and locked himself in. Okay, I'm going to stop there. So we are on page 21. And I've got two illustrations tomorrow to show you before we start. It's funny, when I'm reading this, some of these words, I apologise, are unknown to me, and yeah, I apologise about that. But after watching the black and white film and the others many times, I can visualise what's happening as I'm reading it, and I hope you can too. So yeah. So there we go. I will see you tomorrow. So take care. Thank you for watching.